Joe Ciaccio here. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Monday. Middle of the second quarter. If you guys actually decided exactly where you want to be at the end of the second quarter. Have you started a lead program? Are you buying enough leads? Are you doing enough referrals? Are you asking for referrals? Are you asking the people next door to the house where the lead is sent? Are you going the extra mile to make the extra dollar? Spoke to an agent last week, said, Joe, how do these agents get so high on the leaderboard? How do they do so much? How many leads are they buying? Every lead that is bought is not a sale. You've got to work into your budget what you feel comfortable spending on a lead. Just because you buy more leads does not mean you're going to make more money. So today what I want to do is talk about what you need to do and what you need to know, so when you do buy leads and you decide you want to increase the lead count, you're able to be more productive with the amount of money you're spending. Now, to me, everything in what a salesperson does has to do with the word communication. Doesn't matter whether you're selling what we sell, if you're selling refrigerators, if you're selling something high tech, you got to have a connection with that person. Today I was leaving the house and the guy that cleans the pool was outside. And this guy is 100% Cuban guy, speaks very little English, and I speak very little Spanish. So I stopped at the door, told him good morning, how you doing, and asked him a question about the pool, yet I was not thinking that he spoke very little English. So I'm trying to say a couple words in Spanish and a couple words in English, and he's just going, Bottom line was, I was not communicating properly with him because I did not prepare my mind to say, okay, what words should I say? What words can I say? So when somebody's telling you, it's not that you're speaking English and they speak Spanish, it's because the way you're coming across is not the best way you can. Talk a little slower. Take your time. As Heather says, take a couple soft steps backwards to regroup and come across as you know what you're doing. Take your time. This is what you gotta know in final expense. Now, what I decided to do a long time ago, instead of the old spray and pray where you buy a bunch of leads and you just go out there and knock on doors, when you make a sale, you make a sale. If you don't, you don't. My thought is that I'm going to capture the data. What that means is that I'm going to listen to what the people are saying, let it sink into my thick skull, listen to them, not hear them, so I can assess what they really want. I've been with an agent before, and they're just talking and rambling and talking. I get in the car and said, what were you talking about? Their answer was, Joe, I was just talking. You need to find out why you're there, what their needs are, what their desires are. Put all that stuff into a blender and let it come out kind of smooth to where you're going in the direction they want to go into. What we don't realize sometimes is that we lose their attention span. I'm not saying older people, younger people. If I'm hearing you talk and what you're saying has got no interest to me, my mind's going out in left field. I'm saying, what the hell is this guy talking about? Soft steps, go backwards. Do not do the spray and pray and waste money on leads. Ask the information, capture the data, and move forward. Okay. Let's do this here. This is something that came across my desk a long time ago. And I happened to see again, I don't know, on some insurance site that I'm on. And this is a guy named Ben Feldman. He was an American businessman, lived a very short life, and he has what we do. Don't sell life insurance. Don't sell final expense. Don't sell a burial program. Sell what the program can do for your client. Because what we're doing is we're trying to get across to them the value of what we're doing. Yet the life insurance, whether it's a whole life, a UL, or term, that is the vehicle that you're going to use to accomplish the goal they want. So don't sell the type of program, sell the type program that is going to fulfill their need, so when they do pass away, everything is taken care of. Take your time. Okay, I got a couple more things. Here's something I've said for a long, long time. What ends up happening, you go into your house and the dog gonna give you a left punch and give you a right kick. They hit you between the eyes and your damn nose is bleeding. And you go, I don't know what to say. This was told to me by my insurance dad, who has since passed away, old Stanley Spurlock. Known him for like 13, 14 years. And he was a salesman, he was a debit agent, worked for American General. This guy, I'm going to say he was my legend in the insurance field. This guy knew exactly what to say, how to say it. He was smooth as peanut butter. This guy was really good. And I said, Stanley, I'm having one of those damn bad days. My God, the damn people don't want to talk to me. They're saying this, I want to say that. He said, hold on, Joe. He got a real country voice. Hold on, Joe, slow down. So I want you to put something into your brain. I want you to put something to use as when somebody says something to you, instead of being confrontational, this is going to kind of like diffuse them and help you move in. This is what he said. Go to a client's house, they can't see you today. You're at a client's house inside, they don't want to buy today. You're talking with a client, they give you some excuse, they don't want to do this here today. Joe, this is what you say. Ms. Jones, I wouldn't have expected you to have answered any differently. Ms. Jones, here it is now. I wouldn't have expected you to have answered any differently. Close quote. What you're doing is that you're letting her know that you heard what she said. You're telling her, I really feel you. Let me see what I can do to help you out. Now, when I sit and say, I wouldn't have expected you to have said anything differently, I don't follow it with a but. Everybody knows when something is used, the word but, you think is, and we all compare it to something negative that's going to show up. So instead of using the word but, I'm going to recommend you to try two different words. Yet and however. Ms. Jones, I wouldn't have expected you to answer any differently, yet let me kind of give you this avenue we can go. Let me kind of show you a different way that we can attack this situation. Use that phrase, and I promise you it's going to help you out, because it's helped me out immensely. Okay. Let's go to one underwriting question. Most carriers, almost all carriers, use COPD medication, is Spiriva and Comulent. So you have a client that says they use a puffer for asthma. You need to ask them what type of puffer do you use, because if they use either Spiriva or Comulent, it's used for COPD. That's how the insurance company sees it. So if they're doing a puffer like albuterol, it's normally for asthma. Okay? So you need to find out what the medication is, what it's used for. You'll make more sales. This whole purpose of this call today is to help you guys make more sales. Now, when you go to a home, you need to know how to look at a policy. If somebody has a policy, it doesn't matter whether you've seen one or not, the more policies you can look at, the more comfortable you're going to be when you start seeing them more and more often. I don't remember the first policy I looked at, yet what I do remember is that I had no idea what in the hell I was looking at. I'm looking at this, not forfeiture, I'm looking at cash value, I'm looking at this, I'm going, yep, Yet what I was doing, based on the gentleman that helped me in the beginning, I'm programming my mind to start looking for certain things. You see the word graded, modified, return to premium. That means there's a waiting period. First thing I do when I go to a policy, I look at the first page, the second page, and then I go all the way to the back Because almost every policy, maybe one policy that I've seen, did not have the actual application that the agent wrote for the client there. So I go there and I look at all the answers. If I see no to everything, it's immediate benefits. If I see no questions in the back, that means it's guaranteed issue, because the only way to get immediate benefits, you got to ask questions. If there's a yes there, I'm going to put it in my mind and circle back to it later when I'm going through the application with the client. So look at the policy, look at everything. Every whole life policy has a cash value. Most policies, whole life, will have a participating paid up life insurance as well as a extended term. Not gonna go over what those mean today, but start looking for those there. I'm gonna tell you real quick. A paid up policy means the client can stop making the payments right then and there when you're there, and they're gonna get X amount of dollars. Paid up, make no more payments. The extending term is if the client doesn't want to make any more premium payments for this policy. If they're ill, they got a possibility of passing away, things aren't looking too good, it's going to give you a period of years and days, no more payments, and it'll pay out if something happens to them within that period of time. And one final thing, whenever you look at the cash value, the paid up portion, or the extended term portion, and you got the years written down, those numbers represent the end of the particular year that you're in. Not the end of 2021. It's the anniversary year that when the client bought it. So if the client bought something in June 5 years ago, and you're looking at this paper here, you got May coming up and you got June. So the number shown here is going to be a tinge higher than what they're going to receive. You can call the carrier up or tell them what I just told you. Take your time. Now, 3 or 4 more things. You have to study, guys. I sound like a broken record. You have to learn your rebuttals. You got to know what to say when they say something. Because what happens is that they catch you like a deer in headlights. You have no idea what to say. The more you practice, the better you're going to get. When you were in school, junior high, high school, college, you had to study to pass your test. Unless you're some of the fortunate few who heard it one time and actually remembered it. I wasn't one of those there. I need to study. I need to role play with myself. I ask people to role play with me so I can see what I might say when I'm in the house with a client. Just because you can role play with your spouse, your child, or a coworker does not mean that you're ready for the big leagues and to go knock on the door. Damn, Joe, I got leads, I got to do it. Yes, you do. Now when you get in front of the person is when you're really going to find out if the studying that you've done, the role playing you've done, is actually paid off. When a client tells you no, that does not mean N-O, I don't want anything. In my mind, it is they don't K-N-O-W. They don't know enough, K-N-O-W, to say, yes, I want to move forward, or Joe, I need more information. So it's our job to make sure, as I said earlier about the pool man at the house, is to have a proper delivery. Make sure you have a good tone, you have voice inflection, and you're picking the buzzwords that is going to get their attention to make something click upstairs. When it comes to talking about how the programs work, and you mention the word beneficiaries, I normally sit and say, if you qualify for the program today, kind of like the old takeaway, if you qualify, if you can get this here, who would you put in charge? Who would be the person who is going to run everything? Who's the person who's going to take care of everything? They're going to say, well, my son Anthony and my daughter Marie. Never say the word beneficiary again. It's now my son Anthony, my daughter Marie, or it could be their husband Frank. So you want to change it to make it towards a personal thing. Your goal is to do the 12-inch rule. Brain and heart. 12 inches. That's what you got to get to. Because what we do is an emotional and it's a financial decision that we must share with the client for them to make a good choice to pick out a program to start with you. 12 inches between their brain, somewhere up in here, wherever it's located at, on the top back, and their heart up here, okay? That's something that you gotta connect, and you gotta come across with empathy, you gotta come across as a professional, and you gotta come across to where they're willing to get the money out of their pocket and give it to you. There's gotta be a reason for me to take my money out of my pocket and give it to you. And the only way for you to fulfill that is by information. The trust meter must be getting higher and higher to where they feel comfortable to let you know. Okay? Now, I want you guys to do a couple things starting this week. When you're speaking with some people, try to do less talking. Try to do more asking of questions. I want you to allow your clients to start speaking more, getting more involved in your conversation. Because if you're just talking and talking and talking, people get overwhelmed. I can talk like this with you guys for 2 hours, but I know after a while you can only handle so much because I know how I am. Do less speaking, do less talking, do more listening, and start asking more questions to get them closer. We spoke about tie downs last week. Jay sent all the tie downs to you guys. Start incorporating the tie downs with asking more questions and listening. How many of you guys have ordered leave behinds from the carriers? So when you leave somebody's house with a policy or an application, or they want to think about it for whatever reason, you can leave them something that's about the company, and it's got your company card on it. How many of you guys ordered yellow delivery notices? The little pad that you can get from us. You go to our website. If you don't know, you call Heather or Jay. And those little tabs can be left on people's doors, just like you're a regular delivery man from UPS or FedEx. Are you making good eye contact with the folks you're dealing with? When you're speaking, are you trying to calm your jets down? Trying to get that heart to slow down? Because when I started doing this here, my heart was just, it was pounded out of my shirt because I was nervous. So when you get a little bit nervous, you've made no sales, we sometimes come across with what we call this commission breath. And people can feel you coming across a little aggressive, a little tough. So this is why I recommend you guys to get a tape recorder. Get your phone. Listen to what you're saying when you're speaking with people, and then hear what you say. You must critique yourself. You don't have me riding with you. You don't have Jay. You don't have one of the vice presidents from the insurance company. You don't have the person from the funeral home sitting there saying, yep, you're doing a great job. Oh, yep, doing perfect. But yet what you can do is you can listen to it. Then you can call me or your manager and go over with them what you may not be doing the right way. Starting from the hello at the front door to the goodbye at the end. Couple more things. Chargebacks. God, so those 2 words I cannot handle. Chargebacks. Chargebacks mean you made a sale and the sale lapsed. Was that due to your fault? The client taking the money out too quick? Or probably what has happened is that you probably did not put your client with a carrier that does the Social Security premium billing, which means they bill on the date that you request. Agent called me last week. I hear stories every day, guys. And I'll tell you about every call I got from an agent. We'll be on the phone for doggone 2 hours. Okay? Agent called me last week, Joe, I wrote an application and a client, and they missed their first payment. So what happened? Joe, I don't know. I put it on the 3rd. Well, he put it on the 3rd with a carrier that does not do Social Security direct premium billing. Okay? So what happened is that they sent it in on the 3rd. It was drafted on the 4th, and the money was out of there. Kind of like a baseball player, you're out of there. Our clients take their money out usually that same day the money's deposited. Some leave it in there, some don't. So your job, if you choose to go with a company that does not do Social Security billing, you need to make sure you tell your client the money may not come out on the 3rd, it may come out on the 4th. So when you go in there to take your money out, make sure you leave X amount of dollars in there. Now, let's say the premiums are $57.61. $57.61. You're not going to tell them, make sure you leave $57.61 in there. You're smart enough to know, is that, what about if I tell them, leave in $60? Much easier number to remember. $60, 5th or 6th or 7th, any money left over, you can take it out. Simple, easy, basic. Are you guys putting buzzwords on your dashboard? It may sound silly. Damn, Joe, I want to mess up my dashboard. Not going to mess up your dashboard. Use the expensive tape that kind of pulls off nice and easy. You must, I insist on you putting buzzwords on your dashboard. Who's going to pay? Who's being responsible? What if? Crystal ball. We have no crystal ball. We have no idea what's going to happen in the future. By writing these down and putting them on your dashboard and changing them out throughout the week or every other week, what happens is they're going to start popping into your mind. You can see them flashing across your eyes. Last thing. Do not prejudge a house. God, boy, I used to go to a house and say, this lady can't afford it. Oh, this guy's too poor. Oh, look at this here. Oh, look at that there. And I didn't realize this brain up here was self-destructing my confidence level and all the stuff I learned. You cannot judge a book by the cover. Went to the lady's house a long, long time ago, and we're talking, and I knew this much. Matter of fact, I knew this much about annuities. I knew nothing about annuities. I had no idea about annuities. Just got my license, just started the business, but I thought I was this big executive. I'm over there, blah, 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 blah. That lady can't afford nothing. Let me just get out of here. Well, make a long story short, I made no sale. Because I was a little cocky, I was a little pompous. I said, she can't afford nothing. I went through a small presentation. I shortcutted it, I deviated, because I thought I was so experienced in this deal here. I thought I could read people, okay? This lady had a lot of money. She lived in a little single-wide mobile home in the middle of nowhere. There were other mobile homes around her. We started talking, and I didn't know how to answer. I didn't know how to come back. I didn't know what to say to her because I had my head up my because I thought I can judge somebody. I thought by the way she looked, by the way she was speaking with me, she'd have two nickels to rub together. Well, God, needless to say, she was a very, very wealthy lady. Okay? Towards the end, we started talking, and I started listening more. And from that day forward, I made a conscious choice not to do that. I decided that I must give everybody the full opportunity to buy something from me. Give them the information they want. Make it sound as sexy, as intelligent. It's something that they should have, that they need to have. So with that said, listen more, ask more questions, do more tie downs, take your time, tap your brakes, and listen to what they're saying. So where when you're formulating all this in your mind and you get to the end, you're going to have the right words to say. Okay, guys, go make some money. We love you. We appreciate you. You need anything, I don't care what it is, get a hold of Jay, Heather, or myself, or Henry when it comes to the mortgage, woohoo, Medicare Supplements and Medicare Advantage. One of those days, guys, I had a lot of coffee already. I'm ready to rock and roll. Hit them hard, be safe, be careful. Bye-bye.